And it seemed that one of the most sought after popular pedals that people use with a Kemper is the King of Tone. And when I got the idea of making Kemper-themed pedals, that seemed like one that might be fun to do. But I didn't want to just make a straight King of Tone. I wanted to do something a little different. So what I've made is a dual Bluesbreaker drive, which the King of Tone is two Prince of Tone pedals in one box. There are other pedals that are based on the Bluesbreaker. The other really popular one is the Morning Glory. So I thought, why not put those two variants in one box, and that's what I've done. So I worked with a PCB designer and designed my own PCB, and I'll show you some of those things here in a few minutes. I've also got graphics special for the Kemper. You've already seen a couple of my pedals that I was able to match the color of the remote in the Kemper. But usually people want to hear the pedal being played. I don't have recording equipment, so my phone is all that I have, and I'm going to be going through the amplifier I built earlier this year. So I'm going to turn the camera around now so you can see that. So I'm playing through the top amp. That's a JTM 45 that I made earlier this year, and I modded it a little bit as well. I did a master volume, which I'm really glad I did when I'm doing this video. I've heard that one of the problems with doing videos on your phone is usually it's just too loud, and they suggest not going over about 80 or 90 decibels. So you'll see I've actually got a sound meter down here. I am playing through the 212 cabinet there. So I'm using my old pedal board to power the pedal here. So I don't know if you can see on the side, but I have a courtesy jack on both sides of my board, so that when I wanted to test pedals or audition pedals, it was easy to do. And you can see the sound meter there. And then I've got the looper on bypass. It's just the only thing that's on right now is the H9 that says spring. So it's just a spring reverb. That's the only thing you're seeing. You see there's no other loops on, so you're not hearing any other pedals or anything like that. So and I am not a demo professional, so I'm sorry if this is terrible. But anyway, so this is the clean sound, just with here's a spring reverb you can hear. So just a little bit of breakup, and you see that, I don't know if you can see the sound meter or not, but it's about 90 decibels. So why don't I just play a little bit, and I'll try and show you both sides of the pedal. So this is the neck pickup on, I'm playing my Kiesel Vader. It's got Alan Holdsworth pickups in it. Anyway, so pardon the playing, but hopefully you got a little taste of what was going on there. So I don't know if you noticed, so I started on the, this is built to Morning Glory specs, and this is built to Prince of Tone specs. So on the exterior of the pedal, I have a different control on each side. So on the Morning Glory side, the most useful control, I think, of the Morning Glory is the bright cut. And unlike the Morning Glory that only has one choice, this actually has two. So this is, I had the bright cut on, so this is without it. This is the standard Morning Glory cut. And down is actually half of the regular Morning Glory, so. So you can hear the difference that makes. And then on the Prince of Tone side, the external control is the hard clipping. So you probably noticed me turn the volume up. When you're clipping a signal, you're reducing the height of the waveform as well. So the volume goes down a little bit. So you see right here, we're at about 92 dB. Same there, and if I turn this on without turning up the volume, you'll see that it drops a little bit. But there's enough volume left to bring that back up. But this is where things get really interesting with the inside of the pedal. So one of the things that differentiates the Morning Glory from the Prince of Tone is it's got an extra output section via transistor. And I've got this switch, both sides actually have all of these features. So I'm going to turn on that output gain section. And now you'll see I didn't move a single knob. And actually I don't know how loud this is going to be, so let's see what it says. So we gained about 4 dB at least out of that. And you can see it just kind of goes forever. And we throw the Morning Glory in it with it too. Really good sustain. So that's one of the things on the inside. So on the Morning Glory side, we have the Prince of Tone side. That was the output JFET. And then this is the bright cut as well. I've got it off right now, but play so you can hear it. I guess it was on before, sorry. So you can hear the change in the brightness. And then both sides also have the presence control. I'm sorry, it was out of view. I'm sorry if you couldn't see that. Both sides also have the presence control. So you're getting those controls. That's part of the Prince of Tone, but not part of the standard Morning Glory. And then the switches down here are for clipping. So there are two types of clipping on each side. You either have the standard clipping that the pedals come with, or you can turn it off, which they were off for all of that. And then you have the hard clipping. The hard clipping is external on this side, which is a Prince of Tone on this particular pedal. But I honestly, my preference with these pedals is to just leave the diode clipping off and let all the clipping come from the op amp. It's still going to do some clipping on its own. And when I was playing before, that's what you were hearing. These diodes that are regular soft clipping, they were not engaged at all. So I can show you the difference though in that sound. So the hard clipping is off now. Now both sides have clipping on. I guess I should say too, Caleb got the 4-jack option on this one so that he can use it with his looper. So bridge pickup now. And you can actually go hard clipping on top of that. So you can see it's still at 92 dB. It hasn't really trailed off that much. And then the Morning Glory side with the clipping on. So these, I just posted a picture a little while ago of what the Kemper version will look like, and then I've got one that is a, I call it the Royal version. That'll be in a black sparkle, and it'll have Marshall amplifier knobs on it. That's kind of a tip to the hat back to the Marshall, and then all the labels and everything. I was able to match the print to the kind of the gold of the Marshall knobs. So $275 is what they are with shipping. If you want the 4-jack option, that's another $25. If you that shipping is in the U.S. If you're outside of the U.S., send me a message. I get a pretty good discount through my main job with FedEx, and I can eat some of the cost to get it to you.